hope everyone are good and safe. Myself Bhuvaneshwari and I am going to talk about contextual component design. Those who work in Ember will know how powerful the components are. Even then we can have a little intro about components. What is a component? Usually we want to break a very large application's HTML file into many smaller pieces. Those smaller pieces are called components. In short, we call them as chunk of HTML code. Why do we prefer components? To make our contents easier to understand and to maintain. How can we yield elements in two different locations or a number of locations, and how do we control where our content shows up? Here comes our contextual components into work. What is a contextual component? A contextual component acts the same as a normal component. It is used as a wrapper component. The difference is that they can pass content inside of the block to a specific place using the yield helper. Improved clarity and better encapsulation are the two major benefits of our contextual components. Let's have an illustration to explain this. Here I have taken profile information panel. We are usually used to this. While clicking on our profile icon in our accounts pages and all, our information will be opened up. Here I have taken that only. We will be having three components, a wrapper component and two inner components. A wrapper component is my profile and inner components are my profile icon and my profile info. Let's see how do we achieve it in our native way. In our native way, as told in the previous slide, our wrapper component is my profile and inner components are my profile icon and my profile info. While clicking on our icon, the property is open, it gets toggled up, and based on its value, profile information will be shown up. So here Bhuvaneshwari K will be shown up. This is how we achieve it in our native way. In our native way, we will be having two problems. Those are a very long name and need to change all the invocations whenever needed. The first problem is that a very long name. To make relevance between our inner components and our wrapper component, we will be always having to append our inner component's name to our wrapper component's name. So making our component's name very lengthier. As like here, my profile icon, we have to append our icon with our my profile wrapper component. Say similarly for info. If we have it as a very long name, then it would be a very long name. So this is our first problem. Our second problem is that whenever if we want to change our inner components names, we need to change where and all we have invoked this component. So this could be very tedious. Our contextual components provides a very better solution for this problem. Let's see how we are achieving it in our contextual way. In our contextual way, we are going to use yield helper. Here I have given it as yield Bhuvaneshwari. In our invocation part, if we give it as my profile as a string, so we are having a yielded property called a string. If I fetch using string, it will be fetching the value Bhuvaneshwari. Similarly, we can give more than one properties also with named properties, as named properties. So I am giving it as first name and last name within hash. In our invoked place, if we call it as name.first name and name.last name, our name is a yielded property here. So name.first name will be giving Bhuvaneshwari and name.last name will be giving K. This is how we are going to use for our solution of our profile planner also. Here we are going to create a template for our my profile wrapper component. So in this wrapper component, we are using hash helper and defining our inner components icon and info with the help of component helpers. So icon and info will be two different components, and we are going to access it with our yielded properties. Let's see how we are converting it in converting our native solution of components into our contextual way. Here it's the same. We are creating a yielded property. We are creating a yielded property profile, but in our native component we have no such yielded property. Then we are calling our inner components with a yielded property as profile.icon and profile.info. The working will be same. While clicking on our icon, informations will be shown. Thus we are achieved with our solution. So our final solution of our contextual components will be like this. We are having a yielded property profile and calling our inner components with our yielded property as profile.icon and profile.info. Our problems in our native solution are all turned out into beneficials of our contextual solution. So we have already stated that improved clarity and better encapsulation are our benefits. How improved clarity is achieved here? While giving our yielded property and calling our inner components with our yielded property, it makes more relevance and it is more concise than our previous approach. Thus clarity is achieved in a better way. So let's see how better encapsulation is achieved now. In the invocation part, there is no knowledge that our inner components are actually components and they are using components under our hood. And the next part is that if we want to change our inner components name, there is no need to change our invocations part and all. Just changing in the implementation alone itself is enough. That is, within our my profile template itself is enough. Thus we are achieving better encapsulation also. That's all for our contextual components. Thank you.